has to do with the exercise that you gave her. So let's not give it away today.
Okay. Yes.
How about that?
It's a fantastic exercise.
I know
though,
it is.
If I do say so myself. Yeah.
It sure is. Hey, Empowered Vegan Lifers, Ella here with my co-host, Stephanie.
Hey, Ella. What's going on today?
What is going on today? Good question. I'm trying to think because you know what's funny is that we're recording this kind of way out far from when this is going to come out because, well, shout out to our amazing editor, Alana, who is going to take some time off over the holidays. So we are doing things. Yeah, we're doing things pretty far in advance. So in my head, I'm like, okay, is this going to still be relevant, when this comes out? And I'm not sure. So I'm guessing when this comes out, I'm going to be doing fantastic. It's going to be, I believe, the 28th of December. It'll be in between Christmas, getting ready for New Year's. So yeah, I'm excited about all that stuff. How about you?
Yeah. Well, I just true to today.
Yes.
Eva's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Wait, she's turning
11.
11.
My baby is 11. Wow. Yeah. I know.
Wow.
I know.
How are you feeling about that?
I have a lot of mixed emotions over it, especially because Facebook brought up all these memories today.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so little, and she was just so, but she's still, of course, she's still Eva, and she's still,
fabulous.
She's still fabulous in every way. Yes. Yeah. She's got her own little fashion sense, and she's always, she has taken to bringing her lunch with chopsticks. So she eats her lunch at school with chopsticks. I mean, she's 11. How much more fabulous can you get than that?
It doesn't get more fabulous than Eva. So happy birthday to her. I can't wait to see what she does with her life. Like, she's just an extraordinary human being.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we might do a few celebrations today, like we do with our clients.
Yes, let's do it. What are you celebrating?
Well, I've got two things. One's kind of boring, but I am excited about because we've been working on a really long time, is our new guide that has now come out. It is a really extensive introduction to becoming a sexy fit vegan. So that is out now, and that's exciting because we've been working on it forever, and it's very extensive with recipes and tips and guides, and how I eat is in there, and how we recommend people choose foods and exercise and all of it. It's all in there. So that's number one. Number two is I'm celebrating the fact that you are coming to Miami.
Someday.
What? Someday?
We just can't seem to nail down a date.
I know,
but the two of us.
I'm putting it out there now, right here on this podcast, because it can't be delayed.
Speak it into life.
Yes.
Speak it into life.
That's what I'm doing. So I'm celebrating, and that's something that we do a lot of times. We celebrate ahead of time. We talk about having gratitude ahead of time, being grateful for things we don't have yet, right? And how that sends a message to the universe that we're manifesting it, that it's already in existence. We just can't see it yet, right? So I love this thought. Yeah, no, somebody was saying, I forgot who it was who was talking about, maybe, I don't know if it was Bruce Lipton, or that when we ask for things that we don't have, when we ask the universe for things that we don't have, that the universe hears the don't have part, which is interesting. Yeah, like we're putting out the vibe, we don't have it, as opposed to putting out this vibe that we have it, because this is all in our creation, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Isn't that interesting?
We are celebrating that I'm coming to Miami.
Thank you very much. I make my point. Well, I hope you have something exciting to celebrate.
I am celebrating that as as this podcast comes out this week, I will also be on vacation.
Woo! That's a celebration.
I know. It is. It is. I like to take time off when the kids are off.
Yeah.
And spend their vacations, because there's not too many more, where they'll be home and I'll be spending it with them. So yes. So we will spend Christmas vacation together, and yeah,
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, do we have any client celebrations? That's one thing that I want to do sometimes is celebrate with our clients who are in our 8-week coaching program, because there are just so many extraordinary celebrations that are happening every single week within that group.
Yeah, absolutely. One that I can think of who has consistently shown up in her program, and she's a very logical human being, a very analytical, and she always has lots of questions as to why are we doing this? What is this what the outcome's going to be? And yet she leans into the process every single time. And she is really seeing the fruits of that these last few weeks. She's really seeing how her intentions are coming to life. She's really seeing how being very intentional about her eating, and leaning into that mindful eating is really creating the life that she wants. And it's amazing to watch when our clients do that. I think for this particular woman, it feels even more celebratory because of her, I won't call it doubt, her very healthy skepticism.
Yes.
And
I know exactly and
being able to take that leap of faith despite her skepticism and still do what needed to be done while questioning it all. And I think that's it's a wonderful place to be if that's part of your personality. But for her to then take that next leap and say, I'm going to do it anyway, even though I don't necessarily know why it's happening. And now watching her really, blossom in that area. So lots of growth.
1,000%. You gave her that fantastic exercise, and maybe this is a podcast episode for 2022 has to do with the exercise that you gave her. So let's not give it away today.
Okay. Yes.
How about that?
It's a fantastic exercise.
I know it is.
If I do say so myself. Yeah.
It sure is.
It's a good strategy. Very good strategy.
Right. Well, I'm excited today that we are, I almost forgot how to do an episode with just you and I. It's been a while.
I know. It has been a really long time.
But I think it's really important.
I think it is too. I think this is going to be a great episode.
It is.
It's been great to hear these other voices, in the vegan community. But it's also nice just, for the two of us.
It is.
I missed you. I missed you too.
Coupledom. Our coupledom. I like that. So we're talking about unresolutions.
Yeah.
That was your term.
That was my term.
Yes. Yeah. What made that pop in your head?
I'm done with resolutions. I am done with having a date in which my whole new life begins, because it starts now. It starts in the moment you decide to, do something new in your life. And so I'm done with resolutions, and I'm done with Monday mornings, and I'm done with, I'm done with all that. So,
I do know.
Yeah, that's where I came from.
I love that. And it's true. It really perpetuates something that so many of us do, and a lot of our listeners as well, is that whole mindset of, I'm going to start fresh tomorrow. I'm going to start fresh on Monday.
Right.
I've already eaten this vegan donut, and so I might as well just eat this bag of potato chips, and I might as well just eat this whole pint of coconut ice cream because I've already messed up. So I'll start over tomorrow.
Yeah,
same thing. It's the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. That whole idea of waiting until the first of the year to, create a habit that you have been wanting to implement that's just so arbitrary. And yeah,
It's true. Wow. And you know what? I just realized. So in a normal situation, we're starting over the next morning, right? Once we mess up,
right.
or Monday. So you're missing out, a few days. But here, once you screw up your resolution, if you go into that mindset of I'll start over, I'll start over next year. That's not
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. And it gives so much more weight to these things that we have determined to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
A vegan donut is bad. A bag of potato chips is bad. Well, it's not, there's no morality to donuts or potato chips. There's no morality to necessarily an exercise program. It's all about what is best for you, and what are those choices that you're going to make in order to create your best life. And that doesn't have to start with a date.
Right.
And
right.
Therefore you don't have to give weight to those things, to those choices that you make that aren't necessarily in line with that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I mean, most people know the definition of insanity. I think it's, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, how many of us have gone our whole lives, our whole adult lives, creating a resolution and breaking a resolution and then starting it all over again the next year after year after year. So I think it's time for something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time for some unresolutions.
So, well, let's just talk for a moment about the most popular resolutions. And I listed a few, see if you can add any to this. But I mean, number one, I think it's still weight loss or getting in shape.
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just a given. And with that could become eating healthier, drinking less alcohol, exercising more, all with this losing weight, getting in shape resolution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hate going to the gym the first week of January. I mean, I just hate it because it's just a crush of people. Yes. Now I'm happy to see people there, but it's just like, oh gosh, it's just a whole, for an introvert, that's a lot.
It is. And then you see it week by week. The numbers start to dwindle.
Yes, they do.
By mid-February, gym's empty again. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of.
Often so. Yeah.
What are some other? Living life to the fullest. I think that's something that people strive to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think clearing the clutter.
Yes.
Spring cleaning and getting rid of, whatever's excess in your house.
Spending more time with people, like prioritizing your time and spending it with the people that you love more.
Yeah, very, very true. I think going back to that whole idea of excess, a lot of resolutions are tied to that. That they're tied to that, getting rid of the excess, the excess weight, the excess eating, the excess baggage, the excess, whatever it happens to be, distractions and all of that. So
yeah, spending less money or saving more money is one. Right. Same thing. Yeah. What's I just thought of is what's great about our podcast, if I do say so myself, is that in January and throughout 2022, these topics and these goals or resolutions are things that we're going to address throughout the entire year on this podcast. So just by listening, and we're going to talk more about format next time when we get into the new year, what's on tap for 2022, but we are going to be really addressing these. And it's like, if somebody can make it a habit to listen or watch this podcast every week, you're going to gain the tools and be reminded of the tools and keep your head in the, quote, game as you go throughout the entire year.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Duh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fantastic reminder of the commitment that you make to yourself. That does not have to start on January 1st.
And you talked about Unresolution being an opportunity for love and growth in 2022.
Yeah.
What did you
Absolutely.
mean by that?
Yeah. So I think unresolution is really about taking that opportunity every single day to give yourself that time to grow and develop as a human being, but also to give yourself a little bit of love. Because I think that we keep our commitments to ourselves when we do them from a place of love rather than a place of punishment. And, that's probably one of my 10th t-shirts. I say that so much, but it's true. It's true. Dieting is from a place of punishment. Often exercise is from a place of punishment.
Yep.
Sometimes saving money is from a place of punishment. All of those things are to punish ourselves for past things that we term as misdeeds, and looking at those things as, moral failings, when really it's about breaking a commitment to yourself.
Yeah.
And if we keep our commitments to ourselves, that is the opportunity there. That is the opportunity to every single meal, show yourself some love. Every single paycheck, show yourself some love by building a savings account. Every single time you have to exercise, showing yourself some love by moving your body in a way that's creating the life that you want for the future as well as the present.
Mm.
And then that leads to the growth and the development that you have as a human being.
So well said.
No, well, thank you.
You're welcome. I think that one of the things we're talking about here is setting an intention and examining the why behind our actions. And that's, I think, the consciousness we need to, the headspace we need to get into, because as you said, a lot of times we're taking these actions, and the actions might be to, as the end goal is something that's very healthy for us, as in getting in the best shape and, being responsible with our money and things like this. But if the why behind it is out of hate or out of dislike or out of punishment for ourselves, this is when those commitments we're not going to keep fulfilling them. That's why these things are unsustainable. Whereas if we can flip that switch and say, yeah, I'm going to the gym, so the action's the same, but we're saying I'm doing it because I love myself, I respect my body, I want to be a healthy human being for myself, for my loved ones. The healthier I am, the more difference, the better I can impact the world. How much more motivating, if we want to talk about motivation, is that than going because you look in the mirror and you say, "Ugh, I'm disgusting."
Right. How do we treat people and things that we find disgusting? How do we treat that? I mean, what do we do with that? Well, we definitely don't give them our best. So why would we think that when it comes to ourselves, it would be any different?
No, it won't. What can we do, Stephanie, to create these unresolutions and to use what we're saying right here, right now, to set our listeners up to have a powerful 2022 where we do hit our goals and we do grow and we do learn and start to play life like game, like I like to say? How do we set them up to do that without creating a resolution?
Yeah. So I have a couple of strategies. There's strategies that I think I've shared before, but I think that they're super relevant to right now. One of them is to create a to-be list, not a to-do list, a to-be list, and have that be your to-be list for the year. So that because a to-be list is really a commitment that you're making to manifest something in your life that you want to become. Right? Not that you want to do, but that you want to become, or become more of. And so create that to-be list. One that was on my list for this year was be intentional, be inspired, be mindful. Those were the things that I kind of chose. And then everything that you do is then leading to your growth in that particular area. So that's one of them.
I love that. I love that one. I love that one so much, in part because I also think about actions and what we make that mean about who we are. Right.
Right.
So, and we think I'm a bad person, like you were saying with the moral code. I'm a bad person because I ate that donut.
Right.
Whereas if
Yeah.
we are a good person and we know that and we ate the donut, then we can say, I wish I didn't eat that donut. Or we can say, you know what, wasn't the healthiest choice, but you know what, that was really freaking delicious. And I'm happy that I treated myself to it. And now
Yeah,
I'm going to go on with
absolutely.
my life and continue with my healthy habits and my green juices and all that. And every once in a while, when I want something that's, not the healthiest thing, it doesn't say anything about me as a person.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
It is not a judgment on you. And so
exactly.
don't make it a judgment, for sure.
Absolutely.
So my second one is kind of related to this. And I would say, put this on a note card and keep it with you. Put it several different places if you need to, but create a list of your most cherished qualities that you already possess. So I would say 3, take 3. And in those moments where you have made a decision that isn't necessarily in line with the commitments that you've made to yourself, that you go back to those and you say, okay, what about this particular quality that I love about myself have I displayed or have I not displayed in this situation? And you can even start using these in the moment. For example, you've got 3 sets at the gym and you're going to give up after 2, and your most cherished quality is determined. You're determined. Well, then you better act determined, because that's your most cherished quality. So that's just an example of one. But kind of keep coming back to yourself. And this does a couple of things. It not only allows you to create that action, create the motivation to continue with that commitment, but it also reminds you that you're doing this from a place of love. You're going to write the 3 to 5 cherished qualities that you have about yourself. Well, those are the things that you really love about yourself. And so why don't you display them throughout your life and in many, many different situations? So
Fantastic.
there's your 2.
I love that. I love that. Well, now go out and do it, you guys.
Yeah. Get your note cards.
Yeah, get your note cards out and start that journal. I mean, we talk about journaling all the time. And, for some people that comes really easily, and some people that's a little more challenging. We have many of our clients who are like, what am I supposed to do? And would like some prompts. And yeah, there's no right or wrong. So doing something like this and doing it consistently every day can be really even more powerful than trying to switch it up all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So awesome. Love it. Love it. And we have our 8-week coaching program. And if you've not explored that possibility, now's the time. Stepping into the new year, we will help you, with every tool that we teach on this podcast. And we do this podcast so that we can reach, thousands and thousands of people. But we have our 8-week coaching program so that we can work intimately and really, help people through this process. And you take away the, oh, am I going to do it? Am I not? Am I going to forget? You're not going to forget when you're in our program. I promise you. So we'll put the links in the show notes if that's of interest to you. Check it out. Let us know. Yeah. So I think that's going to do it for today. Anything else, Stephanie, you want to add?
I can't think of a thing.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We will see you all in the new year. And be safe, be healthy. We love you. Bye-bye.